I was born in Philadelphia to a musical family. My father was a cellist in the Philadelphia Orchestra, and we moved to Seattle when I was 4. My father was in the Philadelphia String Quartet, and they became artists in residence at the UW. So I grew up in Seattle, went away to school at Eastman School of Music, and I came back to Seattle in my early 20s wondering what the heck to do. And actually, lucky for me, Seattle exploded around me. In the 80s, I took an audition for the Pacific Northwest Ballet Orchestra, and lo and behold, I got it. And George Bozarth and Tamara Friedman and Jolande Dupree were starting a new series called Gallery Concerts, and they wanted a cellist to play for their classical music series. So lo and behold, I got to do that. And at first, I thought that being in your hometown, coming back, was very oppressive. People have pegged you a certain way, and I did not like that. But then when I had my daughter, our daughter, my husband Steve, and my daughter Eleanor, I actually flipped completely. And all those connections and all that deep history, I came to just cherish and love. So now I would say that Seattle is definitely my home. The Philadelphia String Quartet has many connections in my life. Stanley Ritchie, who many have mentioned in past videos, the Baroque violinist at Indiana University, he actually played in the Philadelphia String Quartet for a year with my father, and also then came as a guest artist on the Gallery Concert Series, and I got to play with him as a colleague, and he did such a great job of eradicating the age difference and really making me feel like a colleague. And lo and behold, last week, my daughter, Eleanor, started her master's program as a Baroque violin major at Indiana University with Stanley Ritchie. She also studied with Irv Eisenberg, who was in the quartet, and studied with Karen Aglitzin, who is the daughter of the violist in the quartet. So as you can tell, those connections are strongly enmeshed in all of our family. My grandfather was also a cellist. Actually, he was a baker in northern England, and one holiday season it rained and no one came north, and he went bankrupt. So a bankrupt baker apparently has a good career move to start playing on the cruise ships going from England to the New World. And he was supposed to play on the Titanic. He was very excited, but he was quarantined when his son, my uncle, actually came down with the measles, and so he could not make the journey on the Titanic. Later, though, he did actually play on many cruise ships, and he landed in Newark, New Jersey in the 20s, and he thought it was the most beautiful place he'd ever seen. He started playing cello in all the silent movie houses, and he thought it was such a wonderful way and lucrative way to make a living that he had all of his sons go into music, and they all became professional musicians. So I'm the third generation in a line of cellists. And so I didn't really have much choice. When I was young, I signed, I guess, in blood on the paternal family line and started my foray into the cello playing. And the absurdity of this, oh my gosh. The absurdity of the situation became apparent, and we got the giggles.
Okay.
Nathan Whitaker. And so his strings just went